Alright, Unit 7. Booyah. We're going to talk about taxes, we're going to talk about this weird thing called fiscal policy, whatever that is, and monetary policy. There's some things in this unit that should be like a review from Everfi, like in taxes. Talked about some stuff about taxes in there, right? So that should be part of it, should be kind of like a review. I had someone earlier go, well, I remember this from Everfi, and it's like teacher win, right? Fiscal policy, whatever that is, that'll be new. And then monetary policy, some of it's new. The beginning part of it should be a review, because we're going to start out talking about the Federal Reserve, which was from Module 2 of Everfi, right? So that should be a review as well. And again, as we already said, what is this really being used for? It's revenue. It's the government's part of the government's income. All right, the government's going to pull in money from taxes, of course, and then they're also going to pull in income from non-tax sources, as we call them. Okay. So let's say the government is planning on spending a certain amount of money. And then they go, oh snap, we didn't pull in enough in taxes, right, to basically cover that. They have a gap. They have to fill the gap somehow, right? So, how are they going to do that? What do you think?
Increase taxes?
That would be a future, like right now. In the future, they could use that to maybe have a smaller gap in the future or not have a gap in the future. But like right now, like, oh snap, we need some more. What can we do?
Take out money from like programs like education or social
Okay,
security.
that's also going to be a process.
Print more money.
What's an easier? Yeah, okay. Someone didn't listen to the Germany story.
Oh, they borrow it.
Yeah, they borrow it. Right? They can borrow it. They can borrow it. And where's the number one place? I already know what someone's going to say. What's the number one place government borrows money from? I knew it. I knew it was coming. I knew it. I knew it. The number one place government borrows money from is the American people. Right? You didn't. No, you didn't. You said. Oh, people.
I didn't hear it.
Because China was bigger than our people. So, about roughly, I'm giving you a rough estimate here, right? Roughly about 2/3 of what the government owes is back to some form, fashion of the United States. Fun facts. We're going to talk more about as far as government borrowing and more specifically like debt and stuff later on. That'll be next week. But yeah, that's another way. That's another way they can pull in money, right? And then there's other programs like the lottery, for example. Obviously, lottery it's gambling, it's legal gambling, so it runs through those avenues. So there's other ways other than taxes that they can bring in that revenue, right? All right, incidents. So now we have to deal with tax incidents, right? Which is who is actually paying, who's carrying the burden of the actual burden of paying a tax, because. For example, an entity that's getting taxed isn't necessarily kind of paying for that out of their pocket. Again, using the example on the screen, hotels have to pay what's called an occupancy tax, which is what it sounds like. I like when things are what they sound like. People occupy those rooms, right? Mind blow, right? So they anyway, there has to be a tax. There's a tax that goes along with that, right? So anywho, what do you think the hotels are doing? You think they're going, oh darn, right here, what do you think they're doing? Who do you think who's really paying that tax? Yeah, the customers, right? The stayers, is that the official term? Those whom sleep in the hotels? The stayers, I like that. The occupiers, yeah. So your room, right? When you pay for a room, there's extra thrown in there. okay? You're paying for that in the rental, basically. So we call it rent a room, right? So, yeah, borrow it, I don't know.
Renters.
Renter, that now it sounds like they live there. Hey, what day is that?
April.
Tax day.
Tax day. April, yeah. April 15th. Does anyone know why that's tax day? Like, why isn't it like July, 24th? I don't know where July 24th came. Yeah, all you, buddy.
Bank holiday?
What is it? Oh, bank holiday. No, that's not why.
April Fool's.
No, it's not April Fool. Somebody earlier said, because 4, April's the 4th month, but 4 plus 1 equals 5. That's what they went with. I was like, okay, I'll give it to you.
You're a genius.
It was the day taxes were invented.
It was the day taxes were invented.
Boston,
That's a pretty good one, but not the Boston, Massachusetts. So, well, all right, no windows, because by that time of the year, that marks the 1/3 point of the year. And generally by then, taxes, they've collected the taxes they needed to. So that's why it's tax day. And a lot of us get money back, right? On tax. Now, by the way, don't wait till then to do your taxes. Do them like early. Do them in February, right? Or March. Do them. Don't wait. Don't wait.
11 o'clock.
Yeah. Don't do your taxes like you do your schoolwork. Let's start at the top. First one is called a proportional tax. We are proportionating. Everyone is paying. This is Jacob. This is where he was at earlier. Everyone's paying the same percent. Now, as we talked about with Jacob, it's about the percentage. Okay, it's not about the dollar amount. That's important to distinguish, right? When we talk about taxes, it's a percentage, not a dollar amount. Okay. So, proportional tax. Everyone pays the same percent. Okay, different dollar amount still, but same percent. You could hear this referred to, actually you hear it referred to a lot, as a flat tax. Why? Everyone's paying the same flat percentage, right? So, hypothetically speaking, of course, if there was a quiz question about this, and 2 of the possible answers said proportional tax and flat tax, what's the answer? Proportional. He's the only one who knows. Right? Proportional, right? Hypothetically, who's gonna still put flat? There's always someone who goes, oh me, I'm gonna do it. Right? Hypothetically. So everyone's paying the same. Now, this can be a popular idea, right? The proportional tax. Comes up, you know, say like there's like an election going on, right? Presidential election. It comes up, someone brings it up in a debate or in their policy proposals, and people start thinking, you know, comes back up, hey, yeah, that's a good idea. But we never seem to kind of get past like, hey, that's a cool idea, right? So who thinks this is a good idea? I'm just curious, hands, okay? So even if you don't like the idea, who thinks it's at least worth involving in the conversation? Okay, I usually get that. I throw that second part in there because I usually get just a couple more hands. Right? I go, yeah, right. So even if you're not a fan of it, it's at least right. We could agree that it's at least a good part to have in the conversation. But why does it never get beyond the conversation? Because although the percentage is equal, the impact is not, right? Someone with a lower income, giving up 10% of their lower income is still impacted, think of like on a needs basis, or anything else, like still impacted more so than, I'm going to be extreme here, say someone that's got like, $500,000 and paying 10%, right? So you got someone that makes $30,000 paying 10%, someone that makes $500,000 paying 10%. Yes, the other person is paying more in taxes than the other person even makes, but someone who's living tight and then loses 10% is struggling a little bit more, right? So what happens is when the conversation comes up, that roadblock always rises, and we kind of get stuck there, right? In that sense. So, or that's how. Got all my money. Boom. What happens is our money, our income, gets split up into sections, right? So I'm going to take some of it, and make that pile, and this pile, and that pile. How you see it, and you kind of visioning this. So I'm going to take our boxes. This is our income, by the way, right? Jacob, that looks really like you. Makes $40,000. Troy makes $2 million.
Whoa.
Right?
I mean, I think I've never
So
looked
what-
at less than half.
What happens here is our income is, by the way, this is not drawn to scale, totally making up numbers just to get the point across. Our income is split up into sections. So I'm just going to take this and split this income up into different sections. Okay? Different categories. So the way this works is each of those categories or each of those piles are going to be taxed at a different percentage. Following? Okay? Which means all of my money